Welcome to Weatherby and the new xtrail. Now this video is going to be a little different. For a start, we're at SMMT, but we also filmed some of it at Silverstone, so I'm going to be zipping back and forth.
Hello doggy. Well, it's SMMT, so it would make perfect sense for a dog to run on whilst filming.
I'm Ben Quirk, welcome to Planetauto.
Now it's time to walk to Silverstone. Welcome to Silverstone Festival 2023, and we're with the brand new xtrail. It's certainly a looker. Now, if you've been watching the channel a few years, then you'll know that it's always the Tekna Plus that we get from Nissan, so we always get all the toys. And it's amazing what you can get on one of these.
There's a lot of choice with the xtrail, starting with the VC Turbo 163 mild hybrid two-wheel drive powertrain. But if you fancy something with a little more pep, you can opt for the e-Power or the e-Power e-Force like ours. And there are 5 trims to choose from. The Vizier starts from £32,000 to £890,000. The Ascenta Premium, the N-Connector, the Tekna and the Tekna Plus. Now the one you see here is the Tekna, but the one we had at Silverstone was the Tekna Plus. The Tekna starts at £40,710 and the Tekna Plus at £43,380. Their e-Power powertrain is only available from the Ascenta Premium upwards.
But to be honest, it doesn't look too dissimilar to the xtrail we had. I think it was in 2017. Obviously it's been refreshed and it looks far more modern, and it's definitely going down the new Nissan design route, which is a really good thing. Things like the slimmed down headlamps and the lights housed around the big glossy grille. It's an attractive looking SUV. The other thing about it is it's mega practical. Well, the inside has certainly changed. Floating center console, big infotainment screen. Let's see what it's like to climb in. So keyless entry, the sills that cover the doors. Excellent. Nice materials, padded area. And this is nice and plush. This is soft, always a bonus. Not the biggest door pocket, but you'll easily get a bottle of water in there. Climbing in, absolutely no problem. And we've got a grab handle. Also a big panoramic. That'll make it nice and light and airy in the back. I'm really fond of this floating centre section too. Big cup holders, off-road system, driving modes here with descent control in the centre. An interesting shifter. So forward to go into reverse, and that seems to be a new trend. Power tailgate, and design wise, well, it's certainly changed since the previous gen. For a start, you've got a big infotainment screen, and I suppose it's a more modern style. It's still got a traditional cluster, but it's wider, and you've got this like hood cover too. Flat bottom steering wheel and lots of rotaries. Wireless charging pad, USBs, and lots of other cool bits as well. And yes, we've got a Bose sound system. And there goes a Raptor. Wow. Ooh, solid. Decent headroom and decent legroom. Fully electric seats, and we've got memory function on the door. Reminds me of Dorothy, that. Storage areas throughout, and this armrest is big enough for you and your passenger. Buckety, comfortable seats. The one thing is, I suppose it would be nice to have a bit of contrast in the seats, but other than that, you've got some stitching here and some chrome that lightens it up, and there's a mix of materials. If you're a tactile person, you'll love it. But to be honest, glove boxes aren't the size they used to be. Responsive infotainment system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation, and you can also see obviously things like your camera. Heated seats, and it's tacked up to the 9. These buttons we'll look at in the driving section. No, it's a lot more sleek than the previous gen. Plush too, luxurious. I do like this colour scheme. It's such a relaxed SUV. Look at that for a panoramic. And wood. Whether it's real, well, remains to be seen. You can pretty much guarantee that the seats will be synthetic leather. But it's no less attractive. And to top it off, we've got a Bose sound system and electric seats. Let's have a look in the back. I almost forgot, you've also got a storage area under the floating centre console. xtrail hasn't really changed when it comes to side profile, but it didn't need to. It's always been a good looking vehicle. But I suppose it's now grown into itself. Also looks the part with this chunky cladding on the side. And what are these, 18s? No, 19s. And they don't look oversized in the slightest. And the combination of the wheels, the ride height, and the flared haunches, well, they give it real prowess. I like this. Climbing in the back, door opens nice and wide. I mean, wow, that's 90 degrees. You don't see that very often. Blinds, padded areas, and yeah, I have to duck my head a little bit, but apart from that, it's pretty good. I have noticed as well that this seat is quite raised up. Headroom, if I lean right back, my head does brush. But sat like this, it's pretty good. To be honest, I would have thought this would be lower. Interesting. Comfortable, heated seats in the rear, USBs, and it's tri-zone. Very nice. The other thing is, the seat slides. It's nice and airy, especially with the panoramic. We've got lights here. Decent space in the rear of the cabin. And I do like the angle of this back seat. It's not too upright. And you can adjust the aircon. Grab handles throughout. Let's take a look at the back. We've got e-power, but you can get a petrol model. Power tailgate, and yeah, you go for there, but it's actually here. Reversing camera, parking sensors, and LED lights all round. In E-Force, I do like this sporty rear spoiler. It's very nice. Chrome touches and the satin finishes really adds to it. And I've done it again. Power tailgate, opens at a decent speed. Decent sized boot. The other thing is, it's 7 seats. So you just pull this, and there we go. Yeah, they're not going to suit adults per se. Let's say you've got children, you go into the swimming bath, so you can take 2 of their friends too. And you've got cup holders, and it's nice and easy to remove the parcel shelf. Roomy vehicle, it's super versatile. Let's have a look under the bonnet. Nissan e-Power. So this is 2 electric motors and a combustion engine. And the way it works is, the electric motors are connected to the wheels, so it means you've got instant power. And the transitions are seamless. I think it's a 1-speed transmission. It's a very intelligent system, and the fact that you don't have to charge it, excellent. And this is a very light bonnet. Nice and easy to see where to top up fluids. Yeah, I like this. And now we're behind the wheel of the Nissan X-Trail e-Power. So, let's see what it's made of. So interestingly, it's motors that drive this. It's got a combustion engine, but none of it's connected to the wheels. And it does have the pure electric range, but it's not like 30, 20 or even 10 miles. But the fact that it's there is just really good for going around town and things like that. It's very smooth. Got some kind of coasting system built in. The other thing is, it doesn't feel particularly big. Very quiet and refined, isn't it, Annabelle?
It's lovely.
And if you don't fancy e-Power, but to be honest, I think you would, because you don't have to charge it. So, I mean, that's always a plus, but you can get petrol. I like this. It's quite quick. And if you've seen the news recently, all Nissans are going to be electric. This will be the last X-Trail that you can buy with any type of combustion. And the fact that you don't have to charge it, and it gets, I think it's around 47 to the gallon. And Nissan, all the vehicles.
Say a command.
Oh, okay.
Additional commands are help, list commands, what can I say, general help, go back, quit and exit.
As you've noticed, got voice activation. If you say the word yeah, I'm not going to say it because it'll activate it. So yeah, responsive voice system. It's very comfortable, isn't it? It's just eating up this, I suppose it's a bit subsiding seat. Steering, lovely and weighty, direct, and you get a great feel. See how it is around this bend. Yeah, very nice.
It's very smooth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comfortable suspension. I've also noticed, considering its size, it doesn't seem to have, it's like got mitigated body roll, I suppose. We'll find some sharper little bends and then see how it acts.
Be comfortable in the passenger seat. Love it, great visibility. Slightly higher up as well, so it's ticking a lot of boxes, Ben.
Decent power delivery. And it doesn't scream if you put your foot down. That's always a nice bonus. Yeah. So if I could be a heck of a lot louder than that, couldn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's smooth. It's very sure-footed. You can tell it's got weight, but all it does is make it feel well planted. It doesn't hinder it, if that makes sense. It's quite a wet and windy day, and it's not blowing around, but you've got lots of safety on here. Lane departure warning, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise, as well as collision mitigation, AEB, and sensors and radar pretty much all over this car. And I do love the fact that I've got a heads-up display, and it's very, very clear.
Because it's such a handy, safe feature.
Well, that's it. These are teched up to the 9, aren't they? You just feel it glide around these bends. Yeah, considering its size, it's not a big lumbering beast. It feels, it's quite agile, quite nimble. Which,
Yeah, it's well planted as well, isn't it? Yeah.
oh yeah, due to its weight, etc. But it can still dig its heels in. Up to the limit. I like this system. It's the first time I've driven with e-power. And it's just clever that it uses 2 electric motors, and then essentially the engine works like a range extender. But it means that you get smooth transitions. And if you knock it back, we can put it in brake modes. Let's try that. Yeah. And then you feel the regen. The cluster, very straightforward. You can see when you're putting your power down, you can see when you're topping up your battery again. It's quite strong, isn't it? I love the way that everything's full of rotaries and proper buttons. Nissan definitely know their audience. Ooh. You don't expect it to be that agile for its size, do you?
No.
Okay.
Clear on the left.
Let's try electric mode. Oh look, auto park. So you've got your e-pedal and you've got your EV mode. So e-pedal, I presume, is a bit like one pedal driving. We'll test that in a moment. Into EV. Now that's quiet. So e-pedal is off. Let's put that on as well. Oh, nothing coming. Perfect. So this is EV mode, and we've got half of our battery. So it'll be interesting to see when the petrol engine kicks in. EV mode unavailable. Acceleration demand too high. So you can use the EV mode for knocking around towns, going through little villages. Okay. So let's see. Oh, yep. E-pedal is one pedal driving. Love it.
They help when it comes to towing a caravan, isn't it?
It is. But xtrail's always been built for things like that. Off-roading, towing. That's a point. Do we have a 4-wheel drive system on this? Yes, we do.
The powertrain consists of a 3-cylinder 1.5 litre turbocharged petrol engine and an electric motor. No diesels here. If you want 4-wheel drive, which is their E-Force system, you get an extra motor on the rear axle, which adds another 134 brake horsepower and 195 Newton meters of torque. Interestingly, this brings the total BHP up to 335. However, the system only allows you to utilise 210 brake horsepower. Now, let's take a look at the 4-wheel drive system. Ours has E-Force, which is a system that deals with varying terrains, wintry conditions, snow and mud with ease, and it enables you to get off the beaten track. Talking of that, maybe we should look at taking one off-road. The xtrail can tow up to 1,800 kilos, but that's the 5-seater model. If you go for the 7-seater, it's 1,650 kilos, and if the vehicle is loaded to the gross vehicle weight, it'll drop to 1,500 kilos. In other words, it'll tow a decent-sized caravan easily.
Sport mode. Oh dear. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it should be me saying, not oh dear.
So snow, standard, eco, and sport. Let's try sport. Whoa! I just felt it. Ready itself. Ooh!
That's
Wow.
quite a bit different.
Yes. Yeah. I wonder what 0 to 60 is. You combine that.
7.2.
That's quick for something this size.
Exactly.
You can can really feel e-pedal as well. That's it, a combination of sport, so you can get your fast acceleration, but you get your heavy braking. It's a great driving experience. That's my preferred setup, to be honest. Okay, so national speed, we'll drop down to 30, and then we'll gun it. Let's drop to gear. 60.
That didn't take any time at all, really.
No. And that was with a gear drop as well. So if you keep it on the power, it just keeps going and going and going. I'm amazed at how quick it is. This is a damn good system. It feels more like a car. I mean, you can tell it's bigger than that, but it doesn't feel the size it is.
That's so you get a lot of car for the money, don't you?
Yeah, this is an SUV that we've loved for many years. For a start, it's Nissan, so it's reliable. And even with these new technologies, I mean, for a start, you don't have to charge it. It's a price that you expect for something this size. Perfect for the family. The other thing is, it's fun, it's agile, it's nimble. It seems to be mega comfortable too. And you've got things like sport. And then you've got Nissan's warranty. There's a lot of reasons to buy this. And the other primary thing in my eyes is, the likelihood is it's going to be the last Nissan X-Trail that has anything combustion. Well, we know that for a fact, which is be sad to see, to be honest.
It's an era, really.
Yeah.